And the first start, heat 1 for junior women in
away they
K1
go.
in the short distance.
Hopefully a clean start. We were just caught in the middle of changing our commentary position, so we let you down right from the start there. Just having a quick shift of stuff.
Looks like Italy is taking the lead.
So Abbassia, you got Cullen on the left, you got the Spaniard in the middle, Sklenarova in the green boat, France in the Steve McQueen shirts. Quite tricky to work out who's who, but it's Abbassia in the blue. Coming from her right is the Spaniard, as oh, I'm going to get that name wrong all day, but Spain in with boat 13, the white boat. Cullen to her left in the black and pink, and closest to us could be Sweden's Stenning, and it's breaking fairly comfortably into the top. We got Poland there as well, Rinkiewicz, and the group's forming fairly comfortably. Abbassia, it's been around for a long time now in these races. Is that yours?
Rates looks like she's looking comfortable in that diamond there going into the first term. Oh, we have a swimmer. That's Slovakia Motoskova. Hopefully she can get to the side and empty and jump back in.
Day late and a dollar short at that stage, isn't it, in a short course race? Oh my word, what's gone on the turn? So what's happened there, there's two turns. There's this turn that they've gone round. There's another turn about another 50 meters down, and the top athletes there obviously made a mess of that. Went straight down for the second turn, set of turn, boys.
So the turn is actually quite close to the start. That's why the course has 3 portages at the moment. So you paddle up now towards the portage, and the turn at the top of the course is much longer.
Just saw Janka Rees. You can see the rebound there. That's extremely choppy. You also saw Janka Rees go close to the edge and hit her paddle on the bottom there. So they've got to be close. They've got to be a little bit. You saw the Czech girl in the background do exactly the same. We've got another swimmer. That's in the red boat at the back. Sklenarova, just off the back of that group there. She's top 6 at the moment. France coming into the back of the top 6 also. But for now, it's Rees, Abbassia, and the Spaniard taking the first 3 positions. They're just coming back to us. In front of us, we're sat directly at the portage. We can't see them live thanks to our screens and a bit of scaffolding.
But we'll see them pop around the corner quite quickly, and then there's going to be lots of action.
So yellow boat, we'll give you a name tag on that as soon as we can, but those top 4 away.
So that's a good takeout from, we've got Hungary, Italy, Spain and Denmark in the top 4.
Denmark in 8, Frida Hinger. And those 4 comfortably away, Sklenarova, Abbassia, and the Pole. They're the next 3. Then Sweden.
France, Czechia, then Ireland, South Africa.
Struggling there, Stradum, and the other South African, whose name escapes me, Newlands. It's all happening a bit too quickly for us.
Ukraine, Australia and Argentina.
Getting back in their boats. All fairly proficient. Away goes the South Africans. And there's Rees looking strong at the front. Hard to tell if she's got company.
She looks like she's put in a good interval off the portage going into her first turn.
Abbassia just behind. This is an upstream turn, so the tendency is to get squashed down onto those buoys as you go round. It's quite an uncomfortable position on the inside. Denmark, Spain, Poland, Italy, Great Britain. That's your top 7. They will all comfortably qualify, I'm sure. Then Sweden, Czech.
Race does look like she's looking super comfortable.
Well, you go, this 10 years ago, this was my first attempt at commentary here. And the big story running through the whole weekend was whether Hungary would get the same number of medals as the rest of the world. And so when you think that that's 1.5 medals in every race they got last time, that's
incredible. Well, they are the biggest nation competing here in Gyor this weekend with 53 athletes, is it? So
yeah, it's a big team, and they've brought in some of the big guns as well. I've seen in men's short course, they've got Adam Varga coming in, and Reese looks like she means business in this. There's no real rush in this at this stage, though. So it's Reese 1, Abasia 2, Hinger 3, Poland, Sklenarova in the green boat just off the back of that group of 4 there, but she'll make contact.
So that's the big group that we saw going across the screen, and for them I think getting that top 6 is important, and then trying to make sure they have a good time depending on how quick the second heat is.
But by the time you're back to the 8th person, you've got to be pretty slow, I think. I'm feeling for Cullen, the Irish girl at the moment. I don't know if she was on the wrong end of that mishap at the first turn, but she's not going to be in the top 6 for sure.
She still has some time, I think, with some calm water to hopefully get up. Coming 4th in Euros, I think she will be expecting a much better result. But there's 2 more portages to go, and she might find herself in a better position after this. Definitely a big gap now between rates from Hungary and the 2nd place from Italy.
You get so used to the information we got from MemoSoft and their GPS, you'd have all the names on my computer. It made me look quite intelligent. But with this, it's we just got to take it from the screen. See, this is the downstream turn. They're getting washed way down off the turn, boys. The flow's quite significant. So the approach you have to that turn, they're all approaching it really tight. You'd be better off approaching it a little bit wider, like Sklenarova there, turned on the inside of those 2. She's moved up 2 places on the turn. Spaniard struggling around the turn there, as did the Dane Hinger. You can see how far down they come. The flow doesn't look that much from here, does it?
No,
to take you that far down. That's incredible.
Yeah, it's definitely pushing them a lot more around that turning buoy than what we anticipated. But the girls seem to be handling it. They seem to be in control.
You're very generous there. It looks pretty poor to me. You're missing the boys by a significant margin.
Because I paddled on this course a few days ago and it was tricky, so I understand.
Yeah, you got empathy. I don't suffer with that. So
there's a really good view now of the girls, so you can see pretty much out of that group is going to be your top 6 with Hungary in the lead. The second boat is actually number 4 from Italy, Zucca.
Oh, Zucca. So that's Abasia in, Abasia's in the white shirt. That's right.
Yes.
So it was Abasia early on. Then we got Poland's Rinkiewicz.
You can also see
Sklenarova rather. Green boat. Sorry, go ahead.
In the screen in the back there, Cullen was pulling the 3rd group, so I think that she's managed to make a bit of a recovery. Second takeout from Hungary. Rates looking really good. No pressure.
I think if we get the timing right as they get out, we could wave and be on screen, say hello to our mums. it's just we just got to get the timing. So this is looking pretty formidable from Hungary here as a start. Tidally into a boat, no stress, no fuss.
So there's Zucca from Italy putting in. 2nd place, Poland, Rinkiewicz. She's made a nice little gain there, putting in 3rd, and then that's the 2nd Italian boat, Abasia.
So 2 Italians, Hungary and Poland. I've got to go back to our other commentary position to get my marker pens. I'll be right back.
Rates hugging the bank there quite closely, trying to stay a little bit away from the current. So this is one of our other groups putting in quite close. So that's number 3, Stenning from Sweden. She's getting away nicely with South Africa's Stradom and Vlokova from Czechia.
state of play at the front, pretty much the same. The two Italians and the Pole chasing down the Hungarian.
It's a really good footage from the drone to see how the course is on the top end after the portage. Rates is really pulling away nicely. She's managed to make that gap a little bit bigger.
At this point, what's the rush for her?
It almost doesn't look like she's rushing though. She's actually looking really comfortable.
Good people never look like they're rushing, but you know, I guess that, you know, they got a long break till their final this afternoon. Just laying down a few rules in the early stages, perhaps. The Italians look good. Two in the top four there.
They're working together nicely
Pretty
now.
impressive. And then just behind that group of three, we can see to the right of your screen, we've got Denmark and Great Britain, then Spain, then Lucy Cullen is going to close up that gap. She is going to make top 6. She's had to work hard for it. She's just overtaking the Spaniard, just out of shot.
So that's where my empathy came in, Ivan. I had confidence she would get back up there.
Well, you could have gone with knowledge for that, but you've gone for empathy, and that's, you know, we've got a public out there who rely on our knowledge, not our empathy, and you could have claimed it there, but you didn't. You chose not to. You can still see in that shot how choppy the water is. The sides of the river are built up now. They weren't last time we came here. There's a lot more concrete on the sides of the river. The waves don't dissipate quite as nicely. Two Italians maybe pulling away from the pole just sitting a bit far back.
Yeah, the two Italians might have just put a little bit of power down because they are coming around for their last portage, but
the pole's still in there, isn't she? She's got no trouble. So what would you do here, Bridget? I would start further to the right and come in at an angle, steeper angle than that.
Yeah, so that you
She's done well. It's almost as if she's practiced here, I reckon.
Yeah, she's definitely got this one. Like,
and now you see the difference
perfectly.
With the Italians coming around. See how much they've missed the boys by?
Yeah, and then it pushes you quite wide.
Yeah.
So you can actually, you're right, go a little bit to the side so that you're not cutting the first buoy so sharply. Because if you cut the buoy so sharp, it pushes you.
I do exactly the same as you just did there, Bridget, using hand signals, which is particularly useful to the to the listener. I see you came close into the buoy with your hand there, and then round wide, and everyone at home feels much better informed for our input. And that's the beauty of this job. We're here to inform. Going upstream about there last time, she hit her paddle on the bottom of the river, and that's going to be significant when we get into the bigger fields and the finals later, I think.
Especially when there's such a big group, I think.
Yeah.
But they are definitely trying to hug the bank a lot more to stay out of the the current.
I guess that's the next heat waiting to go there on the left side.
Yeah,
that's going to get quite confusing, isn't it, having them pull out in front of you?
I think there is enough of a gap between the two races, having heat 2 starting at 8:30, but obviously it's nice to warm up earlier. Having 15 minutes to their start now.
So Cullen now on the outside of that group. We noticed in Portugal, actually, Cullen, great paddler, not the biggest thinker. I'm just saying. And she did an awful lot in Portugal on her own, out in the middle of the river. Now she's sitting 2 washes out in an upstream river.
I think sometimes for these young girls, they don't have the experience when it comes to some of the tactics, but they train hard, they're dedicated, and they're strong. So that's Hungary's rates out cleanly.
So in Portugal, Lottie Jambor beat her on the short course. I'm sure we'll see Lottie later on in the weekend.
So there we have Abasia from Italy, Zuka and Rankovic from Poland. They're also looking really comfortable. Zuka's going to put in first.
Pretty much all 3 together, and not a lot to play for, to be fair. All they've got to do is get round, isn't it? A little bit cautious getting into her boat there, but caution can be wise sometimes, can't it?
Especially in the first race where this result depends whether you make the final or not. They're pulling away nicely with Rekovic from Poland leading the group. The two Italians just sitting comfortably on their wash, not trying to do anything crazy.
Basia just dropping into the back behind Rinkiewicz there. Going upstream, the nearer you are to the edge, the better. Again, you're going to see on the inside there, it's probably going to get quite tight around the top. Well, she's got really nicely, hasn't she, Rinkiewicz? She's been very generous with the space on her inside.
I think sometimes watching the men's races, they a little bit, they don't really care who's next to them, whereas the girls
have a much more caring nature.
Yes,
is that what
exactly.
You're saying? So we've got people warming up now in front of us. We've got people finishing. It's quite.
There's quite a lot going on, but
yeah, you're going to see just to the right of, or to the left of on your screen, as Reese comes down. You got the next heat warming up on the left. Abasia's having a pop at the two behind. She seems to want to come second.
Yeah, she's putting in a nice little interval to finish off.
Now we've just got some melee of people, and we pick out the one that's in our race. Is the one in the black and white boat, Janka Rees. She's going across the finish line now. Pretty much leader, start to finish. Abasia in the white boat. Rinkiewicz in the red and white shirt, and then the second Italian Zucca in the blue boat. That's top four. I think next looks like Sklenarova from Great Britain, Ben Hinger from Denmark, and Cullen from Ireland. They're just coming towards the line as we focus on the local favourite, Janka Rees. Here they come, so that's the order we had them in. Green, yellow and black, Great Britain, Denmark and Ireland. Next across the line will be Spain with Ice Pioli, and just behind that will be Stenning from Sweden. Then Stradum in the grey boat from South Africa, and it's just a little bit confusing, isn't it?
And then just behind her, slightly on her wave, is Czechia Blikova.
Is that the official pronunciation now? Czechia? Czechia?
That's what I was told at the World Games. So.
It just sounds a bit weird to me. So 8 there. Frida Hinger from Denmark. She's in the top 6.
Yeah, now it definitely does get confusing with everyone finished. We had France, Mano crossing the line, as well as Newlands from South Africa. They're not showing all the boats on the screen, but that's Simirak from Ukraine crossing the line.
Just behind her, I think we've got, is that Matoska?
From Slovakia.
This is really quite hard.
I think
hopefully we'll get a bit better at this as time goes on.
The structure of the course is amazing for the course and the portages, but when it comes to where the jetty is that you get on the water for the warm-up, it does make it a little bit tricky because you can't warm up out of the course.
Yeah.
So.
And nor can you really warm up very hard because you're going to make waves for everyone who's racing, and I don't know. So that's kind of bringing to a close Heat 1. We've got Heat 2 coming up. We'll interject each race with a fact from Gyor, the host town. Gyor dates back to Roman times when it was known as Arabona, and archaeological remains, as they do, they remain in the area, don't they? They very rarely go anywhere else. So the name Arabona is still used in local branding and things, restaurants, etc., it says, thanks to ChatGPT.
And I think the countries in Europe are really good at refurbishing a lot of their old buildings. So obviously the ruins, they would be looked after nicely, but some of the older buildings, they make sure that they're refurbished.
Oh, we've got a food parcel. Oh, from the marvellous Charlotte. Charlotte, we love you. We will see Charlotte in action in the para canoe later today. And she will obviously get the biggest shout out of the day on account she brings us cakes. Louise Bovignier there from Belgium. I think she's going to struggle. I don't think she's going to make the final. But the short course does give you a nice run out before you do the long course later in the weekend, I think. Probably breaks some of those initial nerves and fears of lining up. And
I think an initial start like this, especially because the pressure is to make the final and then you're possibly racing again, you definitely do break a lot of your nerves.
Yeah.
And hopefully for some of the other athletes too watching, that once the competition has started, now the excitement is real.
That's one of the talent program athletes from Macedonia there, boat 19, Gyor. So every year the ICF run their, what do they call it, TIP?
Yeah.
Talent
ID program.
You're on it. And that's run here by Bert and Elionikis, and they bring in countries that don't traditionally compete in marathon, train them up for a week, show them what's what, introduce them to what happens here, and there you go, Macedonia.
I think for some of these countries it's an incredible experience. They can all paddle, it's just to see that level.
So I'm thinking, right, a short course race with the tip athletes in K2s with the seniors. You bring in the top 10 seniors, the 10 tip athletes, and you have a short course race at the end of the weekend, or the beginning of the weekend. That's an experience.
Probably closer to the end.
Get Gyor in a K2 behind Pimenta.
I think they'd love that.
Give it the big one.
I think they're definitely inspired by a lot of the top athletes here, and hopefully they are going to be learning a lot. She knows how to paddle.
I was just going to say that. She paddles very well. And
it's just about getting that level and improving and getting a bit faster, and hopefully this will excite her to do another season of hard training.
Boom, across the finish line. Next heat lining up. Let's have a look, see who's who. Who do we like in the next heat? We got Debilio from Great Britain. She was 5th at the Europeans. I've been watching her train a little bit. I think she's better than she was then. She made final B also at Junior World Championships in 500, so she's got a little turn of speed. The other finalist from final B at that same championship, lining up next to her is Anastasia Kravchenko from, what do we have to call these?
AIN.
AINs. The AINs.
We can't really distinguish all of them, so it's best to...
Yeah, I mean, you can and you can't. Anyway, she made final B also, so she's going to have a turn of speed. The real interest, I think, locally and internationally in this one is going to be boat 33, Lily Kolosvari. I'm wondering, do you reckon she's going to go yellow boat, same as her mum?
Possibly. We'll have to see. We haven't seen her warming up yet, but I'm quite sure that we'll spot her quite soon.
Her mum, of course, being Renata Zay, who trained and now coaches from this club. Now organising the raft boys, apparently, you told me.
Yeah, so she's actually been there on the starting pontoons once or twice, and a lot of the children who are holding your boats, all the athletes' boats for the whole weekend, will be athletes that she coaches from the club of Gyor.
Lotte Lewowski in this, also boat 21 from Germany, daughter of Lutz Lewowski, who was top of the tree back in the day, around mid-90s, 1,000 metre finalist, Olympics, World Championship medalist, you name it, he was it. So she was 7th at the Europeans, a bit off the pace, but still of note. Who else we got? We've got a couple of Singapore athletes. They'll be on the TID program. That's 37 and 38. Lindberg from Sweden in boat 31. Carolyn Hauser from Germany. I'm struggling with... Karen Anderson from Denmark also. So, yep. Another Macedonian in lane 20.
Yeah, so that's good to see that they've actually got 2 athletes here.
There is a yellow boat out there.
We'll have to
And
see
it has
number
got a
it is.
white shirt. So it's going to be Denmark or Hungary. And while we're on that, and people are listening, and maybe team leaders are listening, maybe the ICF are listening, can we make Hungary and Denmark wear slightly different shirts? Because they both have a white shirt with a red name on the back, and as commentators,